Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market live show. It's Friday, December 20th, 5 days till Christmas. How crazy. And it looks red on this map, that's for sure. It just changed over and it is red. So I would say we're going to have a little bit of more of a pullback day here, but let's go ahead and look at things and see how we're looking on this Friday. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Let's rock and roll through our Joey's jumpers and then we'll cruise and see how these big caps and everybody are looking. But like I said, they look down. MYSZ looks like it just popped up there. That looks like it's running right now. And NVNI is running, and PBM and HUMA. Is that popping up? Yeah, that's popping up a little bit. So we'll look at them poppers and let's look at our Joey's jumpers real quick. Let me hop in here and see what they're up to. Here we go. Let's look at AADI. Here we go. AADI. That is popped up there. And it looks like it did run yesterday. It's trying to do something today. 238 to 480 yesterday, and today 388 to 420. So there you go. It's at 281. So I'm telling you, these things do run around early. That AGFY, Agrify, it's setting up. It did pull back with everything else. It was trying to curl up there. It would have, I guess, if the market didn't just get so crazy. It definitely would have, you can tell. And that's pulling back. So that's going to be dipping down like the rest of the market. So there's going to be a ton of great opportunities very soon. AISP, that airship, that was running up. We had gone over this before. AISP, and it did run up yesterday, 391 to 545, and today 390 to 409. It's at 409. So keep an eye on airship AI. It's AISP. This could get moving some more. So and it is setting up again. AMBA, that Amberella. Let's see what this is doing. That looks like it just pulled back there. AMBA. So that is pulling back. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for the bottom there. And APTO. Let's see what APTO is up to here. That looks like it is a nice little Jolie's jumper right there. It did bounce yesterday. It jumped up there 18 to 49, and today 37 to 46. It's back to 30 though. So it did jump up, and it was beautiful setup right there for APTO. How about Blink Charging, BLNK? Let's see what that's up to. It was trying to set up and it just got beat down with the market, that's for sure. And it is down here. What's that today? 142 to 143 is where it's at. And yesterday it was at 148 to 155. But yeah, that got hit down with the rest of the market there. So that's going to have to touch that bottom. CANG, Kango, we had looked at this recently. It was running up there. CANG, it ran up yesterday or a couple days ago. Yesterday was 761 to 848 or 849, and today 589 to 601, but back down to 530. So that one is pulling back. CANG. And let's look at DJT because that was pulling back today as well. It's down to 33.61. And yeah, that one's definitely pulling back there. So DJT pulling back as well. So some of these looked really good. And now we're seeing a nice dip, and there'll be some great opportunities, I bet. So keep an eye on all of these for sure. DRUG, that drug, that is getting set up. And like I said, I did wish they had options. It's just taking a little bit of time to set up, but it is setting up there. And that one is one to definitely keep an eye on, DRUG, because like I said, that one does want to run. And DXYZ, this one was finally pulling back here. DXYZ. It's down $5.34, and like I said, it finally came down to that 54.77, which I was saying before. And yeah, it's dipping down probably even more. So there's going to be a lot of great opportunities. This one might come down to the 40s possibly. So ton of great opportunities right there. HSCS, let's see, Heart Sciences, and that one is pulling back there, so that's going to have to get set up. HSCS, let's see what it's doing this morning, if anything. HSCS, and yeah, just kind of pulling back there, and it is down 11.10. Yesterday it closed at 11.44, so it did gap down. HSCS, so many down. Hut HUT, I can imagine that's down the up $1.59. So that's just pulling back as crypto's getting slammed. KXIN, and we'll go through crypto, but Bitcoin's way down. Solana's way down to like 180 or something right now. Most of them are way down. KXIN is curled up right there. Let's see what it's doing this morning. It ran up yesterday, this KXIN, to 175 to 264. And even this morning, 208 to 218. It's sitting at 181. It doesn't look terrible right there. So keep an eye on that KXIN. And LITM. This one's at Snow Lake Resources, and this one had run up the other day. We were talking about this the other day. Yeah, it ran up December 18th. So it ran up Wednesday. Today 36 down to 31. So this one may be pulling back now. We'll have to keep an eye and see if it does try to curl back up, but it did have a nice run. And MGRX, let's see what that's up to. That is curling up right there. Let's see what it's up to this morning. And it does look like it's trying to curl up. Yesterday it ran real nice, 246 to 365. And today 246 or 254 to 280. And it's at 269 right now. So this one's not looking bad, MGRX. Let's see, NVNI. Let's see what that's doing. That one jumped way up there. It was up yesterday, and it's up there today, too. Yesterday, it went 44 to 719. This we were talking about. And this morning, 740 to 810. It's at 572. And I think we were actually saying watch for it to try to be like a popper in the morning. It had that look. And it did, and again, that Weeble, you guys got the most out of it, unless it continues to run up there. But that is NVNI. PRTG, let's see, PRTG, Portage Biotech. That looks like it's pulling back. It had run recently. PRTG, yeah. That one's going to have to run back right there and pull back with the rest of the market. And let's look at our Rivian and see what Rivian's up to. That one's pulling back too with the rest of the market. So Rivian's down to 1251, and we'll catch that one on the way up again. We ran it up perfectly last time, so we'll do it again. And RMSG, that real messenger, this one could possibly get moving. Let's see. It does look like it wants to. Yesterday, 179 to 215. Remember, I was saying keep your eye on it, and it's at 194. It looks pretty good. It's exactly what I was telling you guys yesterday. We sat there and watched it, and I told you exactly when it was ready. And there you go, RMSG, and it does look pretty good there. So keep an eye on that bad boy, RMSG. Let's see what else. SATL, that's Satellogic. That is pulling back here and probably will dip with the rest of the market. So we'll see if it stops at the 20 down here at 3 something, like right around 3. It's at 327. So we'll take a look at that. And good old Sezzle. I was looking at this, and it does have a new setup, and I'll tell you what, I'll be watching this to bounce. This is going to be a great one, so we'll keep an eye on it. Yesterday could have been its bottom down there at 225. It's at 243, so I'm going to keep an eye on this and see if it wants to dip anymore with the rest of the market, but SEZL, definitely want to keep an eye on because that will run back up. STRL is that Sterling infrastructure, and this one could be curling back up. At least it looks like it right there. Let's see what it's doing this morning. And that is yesterday. It was 167 to 175, and it's at 174, and that could be curling back up right there. So keep an eye on STRL. And SYM, let's see what SYM is doing besides pulling back right there. So let's see, SYM, what are you doing this morning? It might be trying to bottom out, but I'll take a look at it. Can't really tell exactly. TNXP, this one was looking good last night. I saw it was down a little bit. It had got into the top again, but just a little pullback, but it's not out of the top yet, so it could bounce back up a little bit. Today it went 58 down to 50. It's at 54, and again, it could try to bounce back up. It looked better last night. And And VNCE, that Vince holding right here. This one ran up yesterday. We were looking at this for a couple days. It ran up the last few days, but really ran up yesterday, 271 to 388. And this morning it's at 251 to 252. And that's where it's at. So still looking pretty strong. Could possibly try to run back up. I don't know. It's like just sitting right there. I'd have to look at VNCE when it opens up because it's just kind of sitting there right now, and I can't really tell. Actually, Finviz says it's down 26 cents. This 252. So what did it close at yesterday? 286. So yeah, it is definitely down. So yeah, I would take a look at that and see if it wants to really run right there, VNCE. But it did run the last 2 days. And XLO, we were looking at this last night, and it is running up here, and it looks pretty good. We were saying that last night as well. XLO, it ran up yesterday, and it ran up in the after hours, 88 to 169, and this morning 137 to 139. It's at 110. So, but keep an eye on that because it could try to bounce back up, and that is XLO. And there you go for our Jolie's jumpers. Thank you very much, Asian Jolie. And we'll just do our laptop lowdowns real quick. ADTX, let's look at that one. I know that one's been setting up forever. Like I said, it reminds me of that ALLR, and it just like been down in the basement for months and months. And when it get in here, basically on September 13th, and we're December now, so pretty wild. And it just keeps pulling back some more and some more and some more. So just have to keep an eye on it and see when it gets ready. And obviously, with this market, I guess it's not ready. AGAI or AGAE. I'm sorry, AGAE. That looks like it's trying to base out down here. So Allied Gaming and Entertainment. So we'll keep an eye on that. It could be curling up. AFMD. Let's see this one. That one's pulling back right there. AFMD. And yeah, that's a good pullback. That'll set up relatively soon. CHEK. Let's look at check cap, and this one is pulling back right there. It's actually in a good spot right there, so I'll keep an eye on check cap because this one's going to want to bounce relatively soon right there. CRKN. Let's see CRKN. It's just cruising around a little bit, CRKN, and let's see what it's doing down here. It's at 16 down to 15, and our 20 is right there at 20 something cents. And let me take a look. It could be trying to base out down here. It does look like it's trying to make a base. So that's CRKN. I'll keep an eye on that. IMPP, that's a petroleum one, Imperial Petroleum, and that's way down here. So we'll keep an eye on this for a little jump up, and it's coming down, touching the MACD again. So we'll see if it wants to cross down or bounce off. I'll keep an eye on that. I'll look at it today. INN. Let's look at In Summit Hotel Properties, and let's see. That one looks like it's popping down or dipping down. I mean, so we'll have to watch for that one to pull back some more. It looks like, and MGO Global. This is down at the bottom down there. MGOL. And yeah, that's a nice dip yesterday down to 118. It's at 138. We'll have to see if that's trying to bottom out right there. NEHC. Let's look at New Era Helium because this one had been way down there and still taking its time trying to curl up down here. So it is. It's just taking its good old time. The bottom still could be that 221. Its low yesterday was 256. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, it's got a big setup, but just taking its good old time. And that's in the basement down there. So that one will be a good one right there. How about that PGHL? Just thinking about that because that has a nice curl up and it was starting to move yesterday. Let's see what it's doing, if anything, this morning. It is 116 to 119 down to 113. So keep an eye on it because it did try to run up a little bit yesterday, 109 to 140. So we'll keep an eye on that PGHL. And let's see, OP, let's see what Ocean Pal is doing. And that's down at the bottom. That's going to be a good one to start trying to dip or pop back up. It has its earnings on New Year's Eve right there. So OP's one to keep an eye on right there. And OTLK, let's see what Outlook Therapeutics is. We had looked at this before. It was curling up before, and it had them weird looks, and it still does. This thing keeps having a ton of weird looks. I think this one's going to get cruising soon, guys. OTLK, keep an eye on that one for sure. And SPGC is that Sax Parente Golf. It looks like it might be down a hair today. It was moving up yesterday, and it did run up yesterday 34 to 40, and today it's at 33, just sitting there. But keep an eye on that because that wants to set up and get running. And let's see, SOWG is that so good, SOWG, and it's so good, it's so down, and we'll have to see when it's going to bottom. It just keeps looking like every day is going to be the bottom, so we'll have to look and see when that wants to get reversed. And like I said, it's in the basement, and it will be a good popper because it's been way down there. So that's SOWG and WATT Watt. Let's see. That one looks like it's trying to curl up. WATT. And it was yesterday. It was 31 to 36. And today it opened up at 31. It's just sitting there. And it doesn't look bad. I would keep an eye on this WATT Watt. It looks pretty good. XLEB. XE, or what did I just say? XELB is Excel Brands, XELB, and that's down at the bottom down here in the basement. XELB, and yeah, that has earnings coming up. What, today on the 20th? Yeah, it has earnings. It looks like today. It's not moving yet. And yesterday it went from 53 to 56 down to 50, and it closed at 51. So I'll have to keep an eye on that after the earnings because that one's going to get ripping, I bet. And let's see, that would be it for our laptop lowdowns, and a lot of great lowdowns right there, including the entire market's kind of a lowdown at this moment. So I'll go through the messages. Let me see what our big caps are doing and everything. I'll run through our crypto real quick because we already know that's way down too. So I'll just take a quick peek at some of them. We don't even have to look at them all. Bitcoin's at 92,190 something. That's all I need to say about that. And it's way down. So we were talking about it being in that channel. If it pulled back under, it would be dipping, and it do some dipping right there. So it is down, and it's getting down into the 30 RSI. So obviously we're going to see them popping back up, but they are pulling back pretty heavily right here. Ripple's down to 201. Solana's at 179, and that's way down. Cardano's back to 77. Doge at 27. That just like dropped from like the 40s to 27. Chainlink right down to 20, like in a snap of a finger. Sheeb's way down. Bonk's down. Everything's down here. That WIF's probably down. Let me look at Bonk and see how much that went down. I'm sure that pulled back. Yeah, that went down a lot. And let's see that WIF. Let's see, that's way down at 176. So there's going to be a lot of buying opportunities in crypto real soon, as well as that market just got hammered, just like the regular market. So we'll go through that now. Let's look at the SPY and all them because they are as red as can be. I mean, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia's way down, Google's down, Meta's down, Amazon's down, Tesla's down, Walmart, Costco. The only thing that looks red is Lilly, LLY, in the healthcare sector, LLY, and like an AMGN and a GILD, whatever they are. They're like the only ones. And we already know what LLY is. That's Eli Lilly and Company right there. And this one is curling up there. So let's look at it. LLY. And we had looked at it recently. I remember it was way down, and it was under the set. It was in the 750s or right under there because that's where it bottomed out. But I think we were looking at it in the 750s, and it just popped up to the 796 and wants to run. So that's LLY, that Lilly Ellie and Company drug manufacturer. And again, that's like one of the few that is up this morning. So it is a pretty red market here. So let's get rocking and rolling and see what they're up to. And how far is that SPY down? 793. It might come down to that 569 area right now. Holy cow. Remember I was saying if it came down to the 591 area, it'd be pretty pretty wild, and it just blasted right past that. It just kept on coming down to 578. So that's one hell of a dip right there. And it does look like, I guess, our government's going to have a shutdown. Maybe that's part of this, and who the heck knows what the hell's going on with this. But yeah, it is some nasty, nasty dippage right there. And that's your SPY. And Apple is down 288, and that's pulling back. It looked better yesterday, but it did reset up now. And you can see that it topped out. And now that's going to be pulling back. And Amazon, I don't know what happened to our Santa Claus rally here because that just got crushed in half because Amazon's down $6.15 down to 217 and cross down, coming down. Google was down like $4 down there to 185, and that's pulling way back. Let's see, Meta, let's see what that's up to. META, and that's down $11.68, way down there to 583. I mean, you just came from the 600s down to 583, and it's pulling way back. So there's going to be some major opportunities right here. Microsoft's way down back to 431. That's the only one I thought was actually going to pull back, and that was Microsoft. And Nvidia's down some more too. So all of them just getting smashed. AMC or Tesla, I mean, TSLA, that's down $24, and that's pulling way back and probably going to cross down and come down to the 400 area. So you're talking some great major pullback. Not great, but it's major pullback. AMC is great for great pricing. AMC down 6 cents. I'm telling you, thing was just trying to set up so perfectly, and this thing might get jacked up now. And they were looking so good. So, that might get jacked up. GameStop's pulling back, and Chewy is pulling back, and all of them were looking so great, and they're all pulling back now. So that market turned around real fast, I'll tell you that. And we'll just look at a few other ones. MU, that's down another 255 down to 84. And let's look at what is it? AMD or TSM. TSM, let's see what that's doing. That's down another $5. And let's look at SMCI, that's down $1.52. And AMD, that's down 261, and that's way down in the basement. That's going to be a great one when it's ready. Um, What's Snow doing? That's pulled back $6. We thought that was going to pull back. QCOM, that's down another $1.65, hitting that bottom area. And Intel, INTC, that's down 26 cents, just dragging that bottom right there. What's Disney doing? That even pulled back. So everything is coming back right there. Pretty disgusting looking, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, but LLY looks good, and that's one of the few big caps that looks good at the moment. Let's take a look and see what's going on this crazy scanner over here. APTO, we looked at MYSZ. Like I said, that one's popping up. We had looked at that my size for a while there, and now it's way up there. It's shot from what, like $1? Hold on, let me look. It didn't split recently, so let me see what it did. MYSZ. It ran this yesterday. It went from 112 to 145, and then today 148 to 581. It's at 476. So we had been looking at that. HSDT is another one we had an eye on. Helios Medical Technologies, and this ran way up. So HSDT also moving, and I'm telling you, these small cappers are moving 57 to 149. It's at 146 and moving up there. So that is HSDT, and that PBM had run up pretty good today. Let's see what else. The Ether ETF is way down. That's ETHU. That RGTI is down. All of them are pulling back, but Huma, HUMA, that one looks like it's popped up here and could have some good momentum. So keep an eye on HUMA today. HUMA, let's see, yeah, it's 421 to 663. It's at 543 right now, so that does look pretty good. TAOP. I remember we looked at this way back. It's like Teoping something Inc. That one's running up a little bit today. That NVNI we were looking at, and let's see what else is happening. Not a whole lot of craziness. ADTX still setting up, but it's looking a little better. It's on here, I'll tell you that. So, all like I said, these big caps are going to start moving. TNXP just sitting there flat right now. How about that GOVX just pulling back? LAES pulling back. NVIDIA's pulling back. IBIT pulling back. So a lot of them bad boys pulling back right there. Let me see on this side what's going on. And let me know what you guys want to look at real quick, and we'll take a look at it. OCEA is pulling back right there. We looked at them. ADD, I know we looked at this recently, Color Star Technology, and that looks like it's trying to get set up. It's up a little bit this morning, ADD. So let's see, what is it doing this morning? 343 to 490, and it came back down to 276. So I guess that one did run already right there, and that's ADD. I remember looking at it. All these guys we already talked about. Let's see. What is this? BGLC, nice dip there, and PBM is running up a little bit. XLO, we talked about. Huma, ALZN, nice dip there. And like I said, that ADTX keeps popping up, so I'd expect that to try to do something soon. So we're going to keep an eye on that one. And that's been way down for a while. And yeah, that's a red market right there. So let me go through the messages, see what you guys want to see, and we'll take a look. Let me see. Sint, Jonathan. So you got it. Let's look at SINTX. Hold on right here. It is pulled back 15 cents. It looked good the other day, as most things did, and then it just got real ugly, real fast. It's still curling up though. I'll tell you what. It's just in between that channel. It's not even down at the 50. It can come down to 330s if it wants to, and it can run up into the 376s, basically right where it went yesterday. It ran from what, 309 was its low, up to 443. So it was a little under there and a little over, but it's right in that channel. It did the same thing the day before that on the 17th on Tuesday, that was. So yeah, it's just running in that channel, and it should do it today. So it's not looking bad. And I'll keep an eye on SINT because that looks like it's trying to get set up there. So keep an eye on that one. Let's look at Adobe and see what that's up to. We've been looking at it. That's way down in the basement at 430. That's going to be a great one too, Luis Rodriguez, huh? Holy cow. Opened at 433.55. It's down to 432, and it's at 432.46 right now. So that's going to be a great one to get set up. Adobe, ADBE. I mean, we're going to have so many of them to smash out of the park. It's going to be crazy. Let's look at that OCGN. It's just sitting flat, but it's in a good spot. It actually reset up, it looks like, because it wasn't set up exactly like that yesterday. So it looks like its bottom might be in there at that 74 cent area. And yesterday it got down to 75. It opened at 79. It got up to 83. So it does look much better right here, OCGN. So we'll see if that wants to try to get moving. Our 20's up at 87 cent area. So we'll see if it's trying to bounce or if that continues to pull back. But it does have a nice support line down there right now. So I'll keep an eye on that for you and see what that wants to do. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, Laptop Travel had a few option looks. OTLK, we looked at that one. Like I said, looks great. That Viking too is trying to bounce back up. It actually did right there. We were looking at it. VKTX, that took a really nice dip, and it ran up today 40 up to 50. So it's at 46. Keep an eye on this VKTX because it does want to run, and it did have a nice bottom down here at what, 37.80 the other day. So that was a good one right there. And that RGTI, let's look at it. It's been pulling back right here. So we'll see what it wants to do when we gets to the MACD line, if they want to hit it and come back up. And Lucid LCID is pulled back, but it does want to set up. So just let it pull back a little bit and it'll get set up. Maybe it'll try to pull back into that 240 area and it'll look even better right there, to be honest with you. So that's LCID. And there you go with them. And let me see the TNXP is overbought and pulling back, and it could have a bounce up in the short term, 260, but ultimately he thinks Laptop Travel thinks it might have to retest to the support at 48 before it can go higher. And let's see, TNXP. I know we looked at it. It is trying. It's in the top right there. It actually isn't looking too bad right there. Let me see. 58 and it's at 58. It came down to 50. I'm telling you, it don't look bad. It's in the top and it could easily try to run up. It looks like it wants to. So keep an eye on that one. So that's TNXP for you, Bruce Love. There you go. And we did all them guys. We did all them. Did I miss anything? HSCS. Let's see what that's doing here. HSCS. That's at Heart Sciences. And let's see what's it doing here. HS, didn't that take a big dip or something? No, that one ran up yesterday, and now it's what 367 down the, and it's at 363. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. That one looks interesting. Heart Sciences, HSCS. So I'll take a look at that one right there, and Doctor in Tampa, I think. And let's see what else is there. Anybody else? NXPL. Let's see what that's doing here. NXPL. And that one looks like it's just pulling back right there. Let me see on here, NXPL. And yeah, that one did run up nice yesterday, up to 145. And today, 141 down to 112. It's at 113. So it is kind of pulling back right there, as a lot of things are. So, there you go with them bad boys. Let me see what else. Good morning, Barbara. And let's look. You have a few of them. XTIA. Let's take a look and see what that's doing this morning right here. XTIA. And that one's just kind of pulling back a little bit. Nothing too crazy. It just looks like it's running flat right there. Let me see. Yeah, it's not doing anything too crazy. Up 4 to 5, and it's at 4. It just looks like it wants to get set up to move. Honestly, that's what XTIA looks like. That NCNA. Let's see what that's doing here. NCNA, because that one's setting up. It may pull back a little bit, but it is getting set up. It's going to be a great setup. Might have a couple days or even a week or so. Who knows? But yeah, that's going to be a really good setup right there. That biotech one, it probably does have to touch off the bottom. So just keep an eye on that to pull back a little bit. And that PGHL we looked at a little bit ago, and it is trying to curl up. I don't know if it's doing anything yet this morning. Let me see on mine to see if it's doing anything here. PGHL is 116 to 119 and down to 113. So we'll keep an eye on it. They do have earnings coming up on that 31st. And it did look pretty good yesterday, and it is curling up. So I'd keep an eye on that. IMNN, this one was looking good. I remember looking at it. IMNN, and it did run up yesterday, 83 to 127, and this morning 106, and it came down actually. So I guess that's gonna kind of pull back a little bit. It looked really good on the FinViz still, but again, it already ran up in the after hours. It must have ran up in the after hours yesterday, and then it ran around this morning. So, well, I'll keep an eye and see if it wants to reset up, but it did get moving early in the morning there and ran up. So, that's IMNN. At least where to close? It closed at 86 yesterday. Yeah, so it closed 86. It opened at 106 and then came back down to 87. So I was gonna say it looks like it's like right there. So yeah, keep an eye on it. It could still pop off again, but it did run around in the pre-market there. And CDIO, let's see that Cardio Diagnostic Holdings is trying to curl back up here. CDIO, and eh, it was trying to. It got a little flattened right there, so I have to look at that and see if it wants to curl back up. And let's look at ELAB and see what it's doing here. It is trying to curl back up, maybe try to get a run for round two. Let's see. Did run up there yesterday to that 378. It's still sitting in a good spot, 235 to 257, and it's at 252 and not looking bad at all. So yeah, Elab is not looking bad. So maybe round two is rolling. It's out of the basement trying to curl up there. Maybe it even gets higher than yesterday's price. So keep an eye on that Elab. And there you go, Barbara. I hope that helped you out this morning. And there we go. And again, we covered everything. Let me look at the stock twits, see what's going on. What's our news story say? Hedge fund strategists flaps biggest concern for markets in 2025. Not sure. Dow futures dropped 270 points as heavy selling returns to Wall Street before key inflation reading. So is that what everyone's going crazy about? I thought it was a government shutdown, but there's an inflation reading. U.S. stocks to extend losses as volatility spikes and the government shutdown and tariff fears jar year-end markets, and a sharp Fed reaction could signal trouble for markets in 2025. So there is your stories, but like I said, everything's coming down great, and there's going to be some great pricing to be buying them and running them back up. That's for damn sure. I can tell you that. So there you go with them. Let me look at StockTwit, see what's going on over there and what's trending over here. Of course, our SPY is because it's way down there. It's down over $5. Bitcoin's way down. QQQ and Tesla. VKTX, that Viking, that's like the only thing that's going up right now. So keep an eye on that VKTX. We looked at it. Trump Media is down. Doge, ALT. Remember I was talking about that Altimmune the other day? It did pull back there, but it looks like it's trying to set up here that ALT. So I'll keep an eye on this. It does look like it's trying to curl up, and we'll see what that wants to do. Nike's down, Sol's way down. It's at 183, it says now. So we'll see. Sol, SOL USD. Oh, and that's 183. Yeah, it don't matter which platform. And yeah, there you go. So that's our red Friday morning, December 20th pre-market. So any questions, let me know. I'll actually be out this morning. I'm going to a nice Christmas concert for pre-Kers. So that'll be fun. Listen to some Christmas music while the market's just dipping down. So that'll be nice. And hopefully at lunchtime something happens. Maybe it'll figure out something for the government shutdown. Who knows? And then I guess we'll be paying attention to this inflation thing. So I'll check that out as well and see what that's going on, the key inflation reading. So have a great day, everybody. Hopefully it changes around and can get a little green to end this week because it is very, very red. I mean, it's heavy red. So there you go. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Asian Jolie, thank you for your Jolie's jumpers and laptop travel, for your laptop loadouts. East Coast Beach Girl and Tommy and Christian, how are you this morning? And Bong Pri Chan and Sherry, Doge Mama 9, Game Changers, Sine, and keep trying. There you go. Keep trying. Jonathan, Paul, Jay Kratz, Michelle, Jamie, James, Tesserine, and Maria, does it say? Or, yeah, Marian and Barbara and everybody else that was tuned in. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let me know if you guys want to see anything. I'll obviously be back around this afternoon and looking to see what's going on, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty red morning anyway. So we'll be just keeping an eye on things and see how far it really wants to dip down here. And of course, we're going to catch them bottoms and run them up. And that's where you make your real money right there. So obviously, pullbacks are never fun, but they're necessary. And that's exactly when you really crush the market, when you catch them bottoms. And we always do. So we will catch them and ride them back up, whether it's next week or the week after. We have to see. And again, we may go into a government shutdown. So we'll keep an eye on everything. I'll keep you guys updated. Let me know if you want to see anything. Shoot me a DM or comment, and I'll answer it. And there you go, everybody. So thanks again for tuning in. Have a great day. Goodbye. Good luck. I'll see you later, and have a great day. Trade smart and lock in those profits if you're trying to trade on this Friday. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll catch you later.